me that I love so well.
You know, I think I've seen that commercial on TV again recently.
Yeah, it's great. It figures. It seems like everything from out of the past is coming back. Beverly Hillbillies, Andy Griffith, Gilligan's Island, and of course the top-rated TV movie in 1985, Perry Mason.
You're guilty.
Hey, I wouldn't mind having this myself. Come in handy for snagging the olives out of martinis.
Look at these flies, Paul. A retired government man up near Palo Alto is teaching me how to hand tie them.
While Perry Mason was handling the law in his courtroom, Gene Barry was handling it in the back seat of his Rolls-Royce.
It's Burke's Law.
And while Gene Barry fought crime in the back of a Rolls-Royce, James Arness fought crime on the back of a horse.
Gunsmoke, starring James Arness as Matt Dillon.
I told you something like this could happen.
They got Mel Cooper.
I don't care who they got.
Maybe you don't, but I do.
My concern is for the safety of the people in this town.
Cooper was wanted for murder.
There's not going to be any gunfighting in my town as long as I can help it.
And that sums up 22 years of Gunsmoke in 2 short sentences. Meanwhile, NBC found success with a different Western. In fact, it was more than a success, it was a bonanza.
Mail, Paul. Thank you. There's one here for you, Your Majesty.
Ah, from George Harris, one of my most loyal and faithful subjects.
Hey, Paul. Did he really beat you 2 games? Yes, he beat me 2 games. What about it? Nothing, Paul.
An hour after Bonanza on Sunday nights in 1964, there was a cleverly written series starring 3 Academy Award-winning actors, Gig Young, Charles Boyer, and David Niven.
They were the Rogues.
The inquiry continues. Here are the cricket scores.
A real barracuda, Mr. Koenig.
Very rich barracuda.
Yes.
I think I've got you, Mum.
And Meg, I have the germ of a very nasty notion.
Lovely. What?
If Timmy and I show up in California looking suspiciously like agents for Stavro Lefkis, we could spoil Koenig's holiday. Especially when he finds out we're after a couple of $1 million in sunken treasure.
That was such a great show.
Yeah, and we have many more great shows coming right up here, including some of TV's greatest cartoons and Ed Sullivan. Do you do Ed Sullivan?
Not well. No, not at
well,
all.
All right, then we won't do Ed Sullivan. We'll do Ed Sullivan, but not your imitation of Ed Sullivan. No. But first, here's the 4th out of 5 TV trivia toughies of the night. Bob, on Bonanza, what was Hoss's real name?
Come on, Gary, will you give me a break?
Well, okay, all right. We'll be back with the answer after this commercial break. It was not Spangler Arlington Brew. It was Robert Taylor's real name.
And now, a word, or maybe even a whole paragraph, from our sponsor.
Alka-Seltzer on the rocks tastes like a different drink. But even that good, it relieves upset stomach, headache, and indigestion. Better than anything you can buy without a prescription. Anything. Next time, try Alka-Seltzer on the rocks. It's good enough to drink.
When you're only 4, you feel things more. Puppies hug softer. Skates sing louder. Hurts hurt harder, too. That's why a child needs Bactine, the gentle first aid antiseptic.
Bactine won't hurt the hurt. It's powerful, yet mild enough for a child. Some antiseptics sting and stain, but not Bactine. It soothes and cools instead. And Bactine's exclusive detergent formula cleans the cut like soap and water. Bactine attacks germs both inside the cut and out. It attacks them here and here, then forms a protective germ barrier to help prevent infection. When your children get cuts, scratches, mosquito bites, or minor burns, use Bactine. Bactine won't hurt the hurt. Great for grown-ups, too.
This is Gary Owens. Television's Greatest Bits continues with my special guest star, Bob Denver.
We're traveling back through time tonight to recreate the year 1964 on television with a look at the TV shows, theme songs, and classic commercials that flooded the airwaves. But first, Bob, have you got the answer to our TV trivia question? What was Hoss's real name on Bonanza?
Yeah, well, the only name I remember from that show was Hop Sing, and I don't think that was Hoss's real name, was it,
It was
Gary?
not
No,
quite really.
Hop Sing.
Hoss's real name was Eric. Good reason I
Eric?
guess. Eric,
Oh.
yes. I have a little Eric. I don't know, must have been the plane flight in. I'm not sure. No, he wanted to change his name something to, well, like Hoss. That was a lot
Good choice.
nicer, I guess, yeah. But there was more going on in 1964 than Bonanza. There was also a presidential election.
It was mid-60s politics. Lyndon Johnson versus Barry Goldwater. That election became a landslide victory for LBJ and the beginning of his great society. Yet both Johnson and Goldwater had to duck the satiric potshots of a weekly TV series that always stood ready to open the curtain on their every misstep. Yes, that was the week that was.
That was the week that was. Goldwater knocks relief. Poor men have no beef. In Barry's books, they're schnooks. That's his firm belief.
Richard Nixon announced that he would accept a draft to run for the presidency only if a deadlock developed. He could make no further comment as he was busily engaged in his current work, developing a deadlock.
De Gaulle plays footsie with the red Chinese. Bobby tries to calm the Indonese. Time magazine simplifies sex, but Eddie Fisher feels it's much more complex. Ruby's defense says his brain was maimed, and Jimmy Hoffa's huffing, I've been framed. That was the week that
was. Politics and reality were not the only programming provided by television in those good old days. By 1964, no less than 4 cartoon shows had also become primetime series, something absolutely unheard of. Bob, didn't one of your fellow Gilligan's Island castaways have a major role in that?
He sure did. Jim Backus, who played the island millionaire. He was also the voice of Mr. Magoo.
Yes. Oh, Waldo.
There was another primetime cartoon show on in 64.
So great. There were so many good ones, of course. Johnny Quest, Magoo, we just mentioned, of course, and the Jetsons. But the one that really started it all, the one that broke the primetime barrier in 1960 was the Flintstones.
Meet the Flintstones, they're the modern Stone Age family. From the town of Bedrock, they're a page right out of his story. Let's ride with the family down the street. through the courtesy of Fritz and Pete. When you're with the Flintstones, have a yabba-dabba-doo time, a dabba-doo time, we'll have a gay old time.
Mr. Clean gets rid of dirt and grime and grease in just a minute.
Mr. Clean will clean your whole house and everything that's in it.
Floors, doors, walls, halls, white sidewall, tires, and old golf balls.
Sinks, stoves, bathtubs he'll do. He'll even help clean laundry.
Yes, apparently Mr. Clean cleaned better than anything on Earth. But in 1964, thanks to a satellite named Ranger, man was no longer limited to Earth.
The race to the moon was on, and America had a lot of catching up to do if we were to reach President Kennedy's goal of a manned landing before the end of the 60s. If we were to meet that challenge, Ranger had to succeed in its attempt to crash into the moon's surface. It did, and for the country and its cartoons, the sky was now the limit in 1964.
Meet George Jetson. His boy Elroy. Daughter Judy. Jane, his wife.
Johnny Quest, whose voice was courtesy of actor Tim Matheson, was the first primetime adventure cartoon and the forerunner of today's popular shows like G.I. Joe and He-Man.